Sam Holmes right now. Well, not a big discussion, but there was a thing about backhand, taking a backhand pass. And I just said, well, have take it on the back half of your stick with your stick square, relaxed hands. And then Sam said she likes to take it with one hand, which is better. And I said, well, Wally says to target with one and catch with two. But I play with Rich Preston, who played in Houston on a line with Gordy and Mark Howe. And he takes all passes with one hand. And he protects the puck with his other arm. Like it's unbelievable. He never misses a pass. And most NHLers don't, eh? And he takes them all in one hand, but he protects it with his arm so you can't get to the puck. And he said Gordy told him that was the best way to take the puck, to take a pass. So, I mean, pretty hard to argue with that guy.
I think, Tom, I learned it later because as a goalie moving out forward, I didn't realize how hard it was to take a pass on your backhand. Yeah. And I find it is easier one-handed. That's almost like the start of the skill. Yeah. And then I think as you get better, you can go to a two-handed catch or receive. So I think that's the step up, because the issue with one hand on your stick is you're not able to then get rid of it right away.
Yeah. And that's probably Wally's thing is target with one, catch with two. Because the one hand allows you to get your stick more square to the puck. Because the problem, especially if you're skating, you get about a 45-degree angle and you're skating down the wing, it tends to hit guys' sticks, especially on the front half of the stick, and just go straight to the D.
Yeah, as a newer player, I think the one hand, you're right, you can get every angle at it, and it's sort of, that's the entry level, I think. Argue back to Sam.
Ramsey, are you on? Okay, Greg, the specific details, we're talking pass receiving. They're talking about one hand on the stick. Target with one, because you can be in a bad body position, but the stick can be square to the puck and be cushioned with one hand. There's so many advantages to it, but do you pay attention to those kind of details, Craig, or are there coaches that do, or is it just people that are in the business?
So I actually teach catching of passes one-handed whenever I do team or personal lessons. So whether it be your forehand or your backhand, it's always one hand.
Yeah.
So, and the idea is to go even further into stick handling as well, but like having that strong upper hand and letting the stick kind of take the weight and the brunt of the pass. And that bottom hand is just there to make sure the stick doesn't fling all the way back and hit, your buddy in the head.
Yeah.
So I actually teach one-handed pass catches, and that second hand is just there to help hold the stick in place, but rather let the puck basically hit the stick, stay right there, and then reverb backwards a little bit off the puck, which also then leads to pushing and pulling off of the first touch and being able to put it in a good spot. So that's the way I approach pass reception. It's not this big sweeping catch it like the Mighty Ducks had it. I actually teach it one-handed.
Can you comment on putting the puck in a good spot? It's not like beating somebody one-on-one. It might be, but can you comment on that terminology? Because I think that's forward thinking, that terminology. And I see people winning one-on-ones by putting pucks in a spot and skating to it.
Yeah, it's putting into a spot where you can make the next play or as part of the movement into the next play. So sometimes it's letting the puck go across your body. Sometimes it's pushing it into an area that you need to get through. Say there's traffic, you need to beat a stick, you can push it into an area. Or it could just be as simple as like pulling it back into a shooting position right away if you're in the middle of the ice, or putting it into a puck protection if you're trying to shield from some player. So it's putting it into an area that is for the next play, whether it be getting rid of the puck, protecting it, or just moving.
Okay.
And there's many ways to do it. So you can like push it out, you can pull it across, you can let it glide across your body, you can hit it so it doesn't come across. So wherever you just need to evade the pressure or allows you to play that next move or next pass.
Ramsey, welcome, Been a while.
Hey, Wally, how are you?
Very good.
Taking my lunch
Well,
break.
I don't know how much you heard, but the age level you're working at, like in my mind, passing isn't the problem. The passer is no problem passing. It's the receiver. They don't get into spots to make passes to, let alone they can't catch the pass. So how much of what we've talked about here related to passing and pass receiving are you dealing with at your age level, which I believe is what, U13 now or?
U10. You're still at U10. So I agree with you, Wally. Definitely on the receiving side. I would say also on the passing side as well. Like a lot of the kids right now, like if you look at the kid stick, like my kid's got a 20 flex and it's got a McDavid curve. It's a toe curve, right? So it's kind of a challenging thing for the kids to use. I find you get a lot of flipping passes, that kind of thing. So my favorite thing right now, teaching both the passing and the receiving, we got a little game we've been doing with our off ice. We've been doing a lot of passing with our off ice stuff that we do. But the kids came up with this game where you set up a little area that's, if the kid's standing in the middle, it's a lane that's maybe, 3 or 4 feet wider than they can reach with their stick. And you got a kid on either end, and they're trying to make bad passes. So they'll try to get the puck by the person on the other end, and if it gets by, then they get a letter. So they call it hockey. So they go H if you miss, and then the next guy, if he misses again, he gets an O, and if he misses again, he gets a C. So, but what it does is it teaches the kids, first off, they get some deception, right? So the kid who's making the pass, they're doing look-offs and things to try and fake out the guy on the other end. The player who's receiving a pass, it's basically mimicking getting a bad pass. So he's got to move to receive it. He's getting it on his backhand. He's getting it on his forehand, in his feet. Some of them, they'll, if they're using the ball, sometimes they'll even, flip it to the kid or whatever. We try to do it with biscuits though, because that's a better way to do it. But they're just having the ball with it, and it's great to see the kids because again, like they're so competitive, right, with this little game, and they don't even realize that they're learning how to catch bad passes in their feet and on their backhand and in all directions, and how to move to receive the pass, not just to kind of let it come to them. So that's our latest and greatest.